Coming to paperback and e-readers this Black Friday, E-Steam Ascension, The Devilish Demon is a turning point in your life in this powerful E-Steam series story with E-Steam Ascension and online bookstores this Black Friday. In the aftermath of the massacre at the church at San Antonio, I've learned a bit more about Devin Kelley, the mass shooter, and as I look at his background and his profile, I'm starting to see the motive for him committing this crime. And the motive for them committing this crime fits right in line with other beta male mass shooters like Stephen Paddock and like Dylan Roof and like James Holmes. Now, when we look at this Devin Kelley, his motivation for going to commit this mass murder was the fact that he was angry at his wife and his mother-in-law. And he sent threatening text messages to his mother-in-law a few hours before he went to that church to go slaughter all those people. And I guess your beta male, Devin Kelley, thought he was going to go out here and indirectly murder his mother-in-law in that church congregation. Because when it comes down to your beta males, they never go face to face. And they never really go to you directly. They always look for an indirect way to get their revenge. Because whenever it comes down to this beta male, the beta male is extremely passive aggressive. He'll passively go into the church killing all these people, but he really wants to get the mother-in-law. And he was hoping that he would get the mother-in-law at the church, and that was his motivation for going to that church, to go murder all those people. He really wanted to get her, but he was too scared to go face to face with her. It's just like Stephen Stevens, the man who decided he was angry at Joy Lane. He was too scared to go head up with Joy Lane and go kill her, so he goes out and he looks for a target that cannot fight him back, that old man. And he decided to kill the old man because he was taking out his anger at the woman he was really mad at, Joy Lane. And the same thing relates to this Devin Kelley. He was really angry at his mother-in-law and his family, but he didn't have the stones or the backbone to go face to face with them. So he hoped that they would be at that church and he would be able to get them from behind. He was shooting them from the back, and just like a coward, because again, when it comes down to the beta male doesn't want to do anything face to face. The beta male is at heart a coward. The beta male at heart has no stones, he has no backbone, and whenever there's conflict, he looks to avoid conflict, because that's what beta males do, because beta males are always scared of conflict. Moreover, they're scared of any conflict that relates to a woman. When it comes down to women, your beta male always looks to submit and defer to them. And this man had a lot of anger at women, and he also had a lot of anger regarding religion. So he was a cauldron of rage. And this is, again, fits right in the pattern and the profile as it relates to these beta males. Because a lot of these beta males, they are simmering and boiling in anger, and eventually they reach a point where they explode. And your Devin Kelley was probably angry ever since he married this woman, because we look at the way he assaulted his wife back a couple of years ago and he almost killed his son. It showed me again anger and resentment towards women, even though he submitted to them. And he was so angry that he literally destroyed his own career. And now that he was still angry with his wife and his wife's family, he's destroyed the lives of 26 innocent people who had absolutely nothing to do with his issues with his wife, his mother-in-law, or any other member of his family. All those people are suffering losses, all because this beta male does not know how to deal with his emotions, does not know how to navigate his emotions, and has no discipline or self-control. And what's really scary about this Devin Kelley is that he is just the tip of the iceberg as it relates to these beta males. Because in America, we have 3 going on 4 generations, or 2 going on 3 generations of these beta males, because these beta males have been socially engineered ever since the late 1960s and 1970s by the feminist movement. And what's really scary about these beta males is that no one knows when they're going to explode, and no one knows what they're going to do when they explode. Because when it comes down to these beta males, they may kill themselves, or they may kill their wives and their girlfriends, or they may just kill their families, or in the extreme case, they will go out here and participate in mass shootings. And the country is like it's on eggshells because we don't know when or how these guys will participate in violence, but they will participate in some sort of violence. And that violence has been escalating because, again, these beta males do not know how to navigate the world as men. They were taught they were too closely attached to their mothers, or they were raised in single mother households, and they learn to see the world from the perspective of women. But when they go out into the world as a man, they do not know how to function as a man. And we see that with Devin Kelley, a man who went into the Air Force, one of the highest places in the military, and he could not stay in the military because he did not know how to navigate his emotions, and he did not know how to control himself in a way that protected himself and protected his military career. So, because he couldn't control his emotions, he lost his military career and he lost his family. And happens with beta males because beta males sabotage themselves because they have no control over emotions, they have no control over self, and they don't look at the big picture. Your beta male is extremely short sighted. They don't think about the long term, and they don't think about the consequences of their actions. And your Devin Kelley, again, just like he did in the military, didn't think about the consequences of his actions, and he didn't think about how his actions affected others. And he didn't think about how his actions affected his family. These are all traits of the beta male because, again, the beta male is short sighted and he's focused on short term emotional gratification, not long term growth. And that's what makes a beta male extremely dangerous. They only think about what they're getting right now and how they're feeling, not about the needs of others or the needs long term. Because all those innocent people had nothing to do with his grievance with this woman that he was angry with. And when he participated in this murder, he was thinking only about how he felt regarding this woman. And this is a classic trait as related to these beta males and these beta male mass shooters. They only think about how they're feeling, not thinking about the lives of others. And they think that if they destroy other people's lives, then and make them feel as worthless as they are, they have accomplished something because they feel like they can't accomplish something. That's, again, what makes these beta males extremely dangerous. And what's really, again, scary about these beta males is that their violence is escalating and that the incidents are increasing in numbers. There's more of these incidents coming almost every day. And the sad, scary part is no one is really acknowledging what the real problem is. And the real problem is the way we have been taught to raise males. Feminists told us that women could raise a boy to be a man, but we clearly see from these malfunctioning males who are short-circuiting everywhere that a woman cannot raise a boy to be a man. And when she raises a boy to be a man, he learns about life from a female perspective. However, he goes out into the world and they judge him as a male, hold him to a male standard, and then he's expecting to get some of the things that women get, and then he winds up malfunctioning. And when he malfunctions, he then explodes into this rage and then participates in these acts of violence that destroy the lives of others. We really have to get back to two-parent households, and fathers have to take a more active role in the lives of their sons, because the only way you get a beta male created is in a household where boys are too close to their mothers, have no interaction with their fathers, and have no male role models around them. Boys need men to learn how to be men, and they need men to model manhood for them so they can understand how to be the kind of men who will be able to function in the world. So we desperately need an investment in men, because an investment in men is going to save lives, and it's going to stop all of these mass shootings from happening. A lot of people think that it's gun control, but no, gun control cannot stop the flow of beta males and the breeding of beta males. The only way you stop the breeding of beta males is to change the way we raise boys, and for fathers to take active roles in their sons' lives so that they can learn how to be a man from a man. If you'd like to see me make more videos like this, you can donate to my Patreon by clicking the link in the description box. And if you want to read some of my men's issues books, you may do so by clicking the link to Amazon.com. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.